missing. And we are thrilled to perform it for you today. It's only about 15 minutes, so it's a nice and short one, but they have been working very hard. Okay.
The kids in room 207 are misbehaving again. Spitballs stuck to the ceiling. Paper planes whizzed through the air. They're the worst behaved class in the whole school.
Now, settle down,
said Miss Nelson in a sweet voice. But the class would not settle down. They whispered and giggled. They squirmed and made faces. They were even rude during story hour, and they always refused to do their lessons.
something has to be done.
Said Miss Nelson. The next morning, Miss Nelson did not come to school.
Wow!
Yelled the kids.
Now we can really act up!
They began to make more spitballs and paper planes.
Today, let's just be terrible!
They said.
No.
It's an unpleasant voice. A woman in an ugly black dress stood before them.
I am your new teacher, Miss Violet.
And she rapped the desk with her ruler.
Where is Miss Nelson?
Asked the kids.
Never mind that.
Snapped the swamp.
Open your MacBooks.
Miss Nelson's kids did as they were told. They could see that the swamp was a real witch. She meant business. Right away she put them to work and she wrote them down with homework. Said Miss Swamp. Said Miss Swamp.
Sit perfectly still.
Said Miss Swamp.
And if you misbehave, you will be sorry.
Said Miss Swamp. The kids in room 207 had never worked so hard. Days went by and there was no sign of Miss Nelson. The kids missed Miss Nelson.
Maybe we should try to find her.
They said. Some of them went to the police. Detective McSmall was assigned to the case. He listened to their story. He scratched his chin. He said.
I think Miss Nelson is missing.
Detective McSmall would not be much help. Other kids went to Miss Nelson's house. The shades were tightly drawn and no one answered the door. In fact, the only person they did see was the wicked Miss Violet Swamp coming up the street.
If she says we're home.
They got away just in time.
Maybe something terrible happened to Miss Nelson. Maybe she was gobbled up by a shark.
Maybe
Said one of the kids, but that didn't seem likely.
Miss Nelson went to Mars.
Said another kid, but that didn't seem likely either.
I know.
Exclaimed one know-it-all.
Maybe Miss Nelson's call was moved by a swarm of angry butterflies.
But that was the least likely of all. The kids in room 207 became very discouraged. It seemed that Miss Nelson was never coming back, and they'd be stuck with Miss Violet Swamp forever. They heard footsteps in the hall.
Here comes the witch.
They whispered.
Hello, children.
Someone said in a sweet voice.
Did you miss me?
It was Miss Nelson,
Did you miss me?
she asked.
We certainly did!
Cried the kids.
Where were you? That's my secret.
Said Miss Nelson.
How about a story hour? Oh, yes!
Cried the kids. Miss Nelson noticed that during story hour, no one was rude or silly.
What brought about this lovely change?
She asked.
That's our little secret.
said the kids. Back home. Miss Nelson took off her coat and hung it right next to an ugly black dress. It was time for Petchy sing a little song. She said to herself with a smile. Yes, Detective Spong is working on a new case. He is now looking for
Miss Viola Swan.
Present to play Mrs. Alice's second grade class.